Brown kind of finding his float game, surveying, you know, the defense and then being able to exploit it. So, yeah, different players have stepped up at different times for Oklahoma here in the second half.
Xavier's had some great influence from his stepdad. Justin Scott was an assistant at St. Joseph's.
Yeah.
And he's really been wise with the basketball at key moments. Had a big game in the matchup with Florida earlier in the year. Got 24 in that game. 1 minute left. This is a big defensive sequence for Colorado. Little show and go. Not to be. Well defended again. And here we go again.
Well, that's a foul call there.
And that means Colorado gets another opportunity. It was so warm at the line, and now they've missed a few. First field goal in the last 10-17, but 11 of 15. Think about it. They were getting it done at the free throw line during the time that they were not making any field goals. And now McKaylee looking to start another streak at the free throw line. They really need these. 67% on the year.
A little flat, but it just enough to creep over the front of the rim. So if he uses his legs a little bit more arch to get this one up and over the front.
Good call. So back to a one-possession game, 74-72. Xavier Brown working on Holland. We're looking for the pick and roll, wasn't there. Gives it up a top, not to do. Pulled down by Sanders. Hargress has got it. Chance to tie or take the lead right here. They're going to take a timeout. So we're coming down to cases, Jimmy.
You know, it's funny, too, because somebody said, well, why didn't they call a timeout right away? Well, I think Tad Boyd wanted to see if they could exploit something in transition before Oklahoma got set, but yet didn't see it still have 19 seconds, enough time to kind of draw up something really good. A nice play that gives yourself an opportunity to tie it or to win it.
That was their final timeout, by the way, Colorado, in the bracket. For those of you just tuning in, the Crown in its second year. Quarterfinal round tonight. Winner of this game takes on the winner of our second game between Baylor and Minnesota. Tomorrow, Jim and Allison and I will be back for two more quarterfinal games here at the MGM Arena. So do you go for the two to tie it?
Yeah,
or do you look for three?
I like
to try
going
to
with
win
the
it
best
right
available
here.
shot, but more so going for a quick two. If you can get a shot within 3 to 4 seconds, that gives you enough time to see if you can get a steal on the out-of-bounds play, get a trap. That first pass out, if you don't, you foul. You force Oklahoma to do two things if you score quick. One, inbound the ball successfully. Two, make that second pass out successfully. And three, make free throws if, you know, you get fouled. So you want to always extend the game, in my point of view, put pressure on the other team.
And the officials.
And the officials. Now, keep in mind, look, Oklahoma doesn't want to foul. So why not just take it right to them and attack them?
Right.
See if you can get a quick two.
Frontline guys have been in foul difficulty. They've already lost one. Hargress controls it.
Take too much time. Take too much time. Taking too much time.
Trying to get it done on his own. Nothing happening here. A whole lot of dribbling going on. Against McGee to the rack. Yes! He got it done off the window. We're tied. Hello! How do you do? We're at the Crown and we're tied up at 74.
Well, I guess Barrington Hargress knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he
said,
did.
we're going to take this thing all the way down. But I know he wanted that pick and roll on the side with Sanders, but it didn't work out. But he didn't panic. Used his offhand here, got it up. McGee right there.
Man.
to try to get a piece of it. I mean, he carved his way through 3 or 4 defenders to get that shot up.
We're talking about a guy that had not had a field goal in the first 16 minutes of the second half.
Well, but he didn't allow not making field goals to keep him from being engaged in the second half, which is getting to the free throw line, still making plays. So mentally, he was still a part of it without impacting by making shots.
Well, he had 13 in the first half, led the way. In the second half, he had really been nullified by Oklahoma defensively, but in the last 5.5 minutes, he's got 9 points. A lot of them have come at the line, but he hit a big 3 when Oklahoma went up 7.
Well, a good
huge 3.
What a big play. A good players understand, okay, sometimes the shot is not falling. How else can I be effective that allows my team still to be in a position of winning the game? And he did that.
So, what do you anticipate with 1.6?
Well, the ball has to be inbounded closer to half court to get you a quality shot, right? Okay, that's the thing about it. If you're in Oklahoma, you want to force a player from Colorado to catch it with his back to their basket, so he has to turn and shoot. Anything you're able to catch on the run, it's beneficial to Oklahoma, so the ball has to stay in front of him.
No defender on the throw-in here. So here we go. There it is, Davis. And they got a good look. That's about as good of a look as you can hope for him. That could keep Colorado, who's a clear underdog in this game, to not only hang in there, but upset the Sooners.
Well, Colorado got to control the turnover. 6 here in the second half, which allowed Oklahoma not just to be back in the game, but take the lead. So you got to value those possessions, and they have to rebound. Listen, they're going with their all-guard lineup, basically getting the forward. You got to stop defensively for Colorado. You got to finish it with a defensive rebound for Oklahoma. The 2 best players with Pack and also Brown.
You know what Tad Boyle's also done? He's decided Malone, the senior, after the way McKaylee played, McKaylee's going to hang in there as the lone big guy. Pack from downtown. And the 3 ball gives him a 3-point lead. And it's not as if Malone played poorly. He left the game,
but the matchups
did so well.
But the matchups dictated that Malone was probably better suited next to the coaches, not because he did anything wrong. Beautiful offense on both ends. That time, Holland able to knock it in.
I touched on Holland and how big he was in that TCU victory. That was a big shot right there. Got the answer they needed to tie it at 77. First field goal for Holland today. Davis. When Holland brings it down. High pick and roll. He'll take it himself.
He that time stepped up big time. In transition, got to find him. Got to find him.
Pack again. Duran run with the Pack moment. 80-77. Cross court entry. Too strong. Rebound by Xavier Brown.
See, by Xavier Brown being in this lineup too allows Pack to play off the ball. So now he's a recipient of some different actions.
It's a good hustle play by Inman after that ball had ricocheted off McKaylee. Boy, they missed him on that slip. Got it back and a quick foul inside. Jadon Jones will pick up that foul, and that's his 5th.
Well, deep ball. Shooting position kept the ball up. Able to catch and finish up top. And speaking of which, even with Pack running out to contest his shot, Holland eyes on the rim. Look how Pack lines the seams up on the ball. Beautiful rotation in the air. Great camera work that time.
Well, Jadon Jones is gone now. That's his 5th. You know, one of the equalizers to this game might be for Colorado. They lost Darion Reed quite early in the second half. And now they've lost another solid front court player. So that's 2 down with Jadon Jones, who at 6'5" is very athletic. gets the job done defensively for them. And now they're going to have to be assistant coaches the rest of the way. He spent the 24-25 season in the Premier League of Israeli basketball. Now these guys, the skill set, when they come from across the pond and all of the international play that they've had, you can really see it right on the under-20 Israeli national team. And all of that eligibility, Jim, as a freshman at 21, 22 plus. By the time he's finished with his college eligibility, he's 23, 24 years old.
Brings a level of maturity because of playing professionally beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Well done. Ooping Brown getting it done to Davis. 82-79. Hargress. McKaylee again going to that left. Well, he loves his right shoulder, doesn't he, on that drive?
No, he does, but two-man game. McKaylee caught it, assessed it, put it down with his left hand.
The efficiency of these offenses in the late stages of this game is impressive. And both teams are playing well defensively.
They're being patient. They're not turning the ball over either. That's the thing about it. You're getting quality shots at the rim.
Brown a step back three. Iron unkind, out of bounds. It's controlled to Oklahoma.
Well, let's take a look at some of the offense you're talking about. It's just dribble penetration. That time Sanders not used to being in that spot. It came up off the baseline. He's trying to play center field. Just forgot about Tate Davis right there behind you.
Off the curl pack. Right over Hargress. Tapped out, but it goes right to Hargress. And he's going to be, no call, no whistle. It's just out of bounds. It belongs to Colorado.
Well, think about this. Pat shot it.
Yeah.
Over by their bench. And he got back. Look at him hustle back in transition. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what you need to win games right there. This could have been an easier two-point shot. A lot of contact.
Yeah, I think he was, I thought there might be a foul. They let it go.
They've been pretty, the officials have been pretty consistent with a lot of contact all game of what they call smart play.
Yeah. Again, put it in the hands of the officials when you drive to the basket like that. And Xavier Brown does get the foul and gives Hargress yet again an opportunity to go to the line. And during about that 5 or 6 minute span when Oklahoma got a 7-point lead, were it not for the free throw line, even with those 4 straight misses, Colorado wouldn't be in overtime.
Well, but this is an intelligent play. He didn't get the foul last time. He let the officials know that. So instead of bailing them out with the jump shot, he attacks right back. And he got fouled once again. Now he put himself at the line with a chance, not just to tie, but take the lead with 1:33.
Remember what's at stake. The winner of this game is guaranteed $50,000 in NIL pool money. Hargress now is 12 of 12 at the stripe, and Colorado regains the lead by 1. And this is fun. Crowd's kind of getting into it too. Brown, attack. Too long this time. They're going to get a clear out maybe against Hargress, who was trying to position himself. It is a push.
Yeah.
Yep. And it is against Barrington, his 4th. That is a huge call. And now some defense for offense substitutions being made. As Ian Inman checks back in, Crawford sits down. And Barrington Hargress is going to have to be careful now. Playing with 4 fouls. Davis makes it an 83 all game.
I always talk about how important it is for free throw shooting, late game situation. Practice on it, you practice on it. You got to rely on it when you need it.
Well, they made them both. With a little sigh of relief there as they come to him. With 1:16 left. You see one timeout remaining for both Colorado and Oklahoma. And the fight for the crown continues live here in Las Vegas tomorrow night. Stanford, you're talking about one of the great individual talents in this tournament, will be on display for the ACC Cardinal as they take on West Virginia. And that'll be followed by Steve Pikiell's Rutgers team against Creighton. And an emotional moment, I'm sure, for Coach Mack. Greg McDermott already announcing his retirement. Alan Huss waiting in the wings to take over next year. So it'll be his final opportunity to go. There you see the foul difficulty story. Reed and Jones already out as the possibility of an extra session.
Yep.
Dare I say second overtime is in play. A lot of minutes played in this game too, Jimmy. Hargress has already played 40. Sanders 35 for Colorado. Brown, Davis, and Pack. Between them 37, 36, and 35 minutes.
Well, you knew the Buffs, Colorado, it's going to be a lot of minutes between a few players.
They're glad they're playing in the first game of this tournament. You know, a little more time to rest before if they do get to the semifinals. Oh, could it be Josiah Sanders, the guy with the great hair? Pack is keeping a watchful eye on him. Hargress, beautiful move. Holland on the wing. Look out! Attack, the battle for it. Oh, loose ball. Hargress has it, they foul it. Wow. I tell you, Sanders made a great offensive rebound to keep it alive. After the block.
And Sanders at 6'5", just that body inside. It was a lot of contact.
Oh, yeah.
Even when Hargress went to the basket and made the pass to the corner to Holland, he got hit. No call, but it eventually, because of the hustle of Colorado, stayed with it. 9 blocks, Jim, for Oklahoma. And part of that is due to a loose whistle down low. Yep. No doubt. Tied at 84. You see the numbers on him. Been perfect at the line so far. That's why you want your best player to get to the line and knock in shots with the ball in his hands at the end of the game. No jinx there, my friend.
He told me yesterday, I talked to him, he said, I'm so excited about playing. This is going to be my team. He's already in, told his coach, listen, the guys want to play. They all want to be here. You see the three-point shooting story in the second half. So Hargress sits with the 4 fouls. Offense for defense substitution. And that foul will be, once again, a great motor up the floor by Xavier Brown as he took it right into the chest of Crawford.
Here's the dichotomy. Coaches say, okay, we don't want to foul, but we don't want to give up just a straight line drive and a layup either. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There has to be a balance in there, okay? Play defense without fouling. Don't give up, you know, a straight line drive within the first 3 seconds.
Not a bad idea. Porter made sure his 89% free throw shooter took that straight line drive. He was an all A10 performer, first team for 2 years at St. Joe's.
Money.
Yeah.
He's a great free throw shooting down the stretch of this game.
Well, now we've got a discrepancy of just under 3 seconds now between shot and game clock. Let's see what transpires. Hargress in control. 4 lead changes in the OT.
We'll get it back. Believe that.
McKaylee didn't waste any time giving it to him either. That's the taller defender on him. Sanders giving it up. Inman, no, not to be, and Attack comes away with it. And he's fouled by McKaylee with 3.9 left.
Well, and that's An outstanding job by Oklahoma, but by not allowing Hargress to get the ball back. You force a player like Josiah Sanders, who's not as confident in his jump shot. You know, when he catches it, he's trying to attack the basket. Holland that time had a good look, but left it a little short on that jump shot. I mean, he's right there within 12, 14 feet.
I'll be interested in one timeout remaining for Colorado, how...
Well, it depends on these free throws.
Yeah.
I mean, down the stretch, man. Yeah. Guys have stepped up. Despite some of the pressure.
This free throw is made. Ted Boyle can take a timeout and think about it. Almost 4 seconds. That's time enough for your guard to motor down and get you a good look.
Well, you saw what happened in the Iowa game, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Got it
sure did. Like the game we had between UCLA and Illinois earlier in the year.
That's right.
At Pauley Pavilion. The Tyus Edney impression.
Yes. Yeah. Well, but here's the thing, and we say this all the time.
Yep.
Colorado has to catch this ball below the free throw once they're inbound.
Yeah.
You can't allow them to catch it on the move.
Right.
And then they're able to attack because it gives them an opportunity. Speak about catching it on the move and attack. Nigel Pack kind of found his rhythm in the second half.
Yeah.
He's a shot maker extraordinaire, especially on that left-hand side of the court.
Okay, so Oklahoma actually took that timeout. So Porter wanted to make sure he could align his defense.
Okay.
But Tad Boyle still has his in his pocket. So if he sees something in alignment that makes him decide to change his mind and maybe rethink the strategy, he can take a timeout as well.
Well, I think it's more so just a man-to-man defense here. Player on the ball to make this pass a little bit more difficult. But again, you can't just allow this ball to come right in anywhere close to this, to half court or, the hash mark. Let's see how they play it.
Sanders will trigger it in. Hargress is at midcourt. He's being dogged by Davis. Did they get a foul? They did. They did. And it goes against Tay Davis. So that was a good idea when you think about a three-point game. Go ahead and put him on the line for two.
Why is Tay Davis even going for that steal?
Yeah.
Why? It doesn't make any sense for him at all.
Yeah, should have waited longer before fouling.
No, but you don't need to foul.
True.
You're up.
Yeah, you are.
So,
and the ball is way back here.
Yes.
Yeah.
You play solid defense, and if he hits a shot around half court or something, he hits it. You don't.
Yep.
Now you want to have a coach pull out his hair. Those kind of fouls right there force coaches to rethink some things sometimes.
So this does bring into play, does it not? You make the first, and then you miss the second, try to get a two-point shot. Oh, he missed the first.
So now he
takes that out of the scenario.
Yeah, so now you got to miss the second
to get a three. Now you got to definitely miss the second, and then shoot it out to try to get a three ball.
Yeah.
He was 14 of 14 at the line tonight before that miss.
We just talked about how well and how great the free throw shooting has been down the stretch.
Yeah. There's high, and he makes it. Arched it high, and he made it.
But this inbounds pass, getting it in, is not a guarantee.
No, that's true.
It's only a one-possession game. 2 points.
He was clearly trying to miss that shot.
Yeah, he was.
He threw that one up so it would have icicles on it on the way down. And then it went in. What a crazy game it can be sometimes. And if you don't believe us, ask John Shire. Man. That's going to be one of those, Jim, we'll all be telling people where we were when that happened. I mean, that was...
and Caden Boozer, too, he's going to have success there at Duke.
Right.
But no question. No question, that will be a point of contention in his life, no matter how successful. He can win 3 titles for the next 3 years for Duke.
Yeah.
But that... it will hurt him and haunt him.
Oh, yeah, forever.
Yep.
Felt for the young man, really did. Well, you saw the guys in the portal waiting to come out, and I do mean the portal bring you out to the floor, waiting in the wings. If you thought this was fun, wait till number 2. And we're going to see some real talent on the floor with those Baylor Bears, who really caught fire in the second half of the season in the Big 12. They've got a lot of their arsenal, and Minnesota's going to try to make them pay. Looking for a deflection right there. Didn't quite get it. Knocked away by Hargress.
Now, because of that, Tay Davis, he can't move.
Right.
He's spotted. So you can't move outside of your designated box. So Oklahoma, they got to get open. Oh, they're going to foul. Dead ball foul.
All right. Now the foul is given by Holland. And now you're in a situation with 2.8 where, you know, some might argue that you are better off if you make one, not making the second.
No, 2.8 seconds it's too much time to get a couple dribbles to get a shot.
Okay, I'll buy that.
If it's below that, that's a different story.
So where do you draw the line? 1.8?
No, yeah.
1.8?
About 1 point.
Okay.
Yeah, 1.5, so you can't.
No timeouts left, by the way.
Yeah. No, you make these two right here.
And it looks like you got the right guy at the line to make them, Xavier, because he's 89% on the year.
What happens, too, though, think about this for Colorado. Because of the foul situation, we let a second go off the clock.
That's right.
So it still plays in their favor to get the ball down the court and still get a good look. Okay?
Stay away from Hargress. And that's it. Oklahoma survives, and I mean survives, against a Colorado team that, Jimmy, I thought acquitted themselves really well tonight in defeat against these Sooners.
Well, I tell you what, a little short-handed, but not from a heart perspective.
Yeah,
I mean, how they played, Tapboy put his team in a really good position to win this game.
Pack goes for 20, 2 trays in the